Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, and my guest, Carole Stizza. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Smart Social Secrets, 10D Tech, and D. Scott Smith and Networking for Students. For more information on Smart Social Secrets and Kenny Hoyza and her amazing program, go to smartsocialsecrets.com. And for more information on 10D Tech and their IT services and cybersecurity, go to 10dtech.com.
Networking for Students, now available on Amazon, dscottsmith.com/students. Order a copy for your student or the graduate in your life.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So blessed to be here. It's Monday. Woohoo! Yes, I know. So many of you are saying, oh my goodness, it's Monday. No, I am a person, one of those crazy people that loves Monday. That's right. It's a new opportunity. New possibilities are just out there ready to be taken advantage of. I'm so excited about the opportunities for this week. And I hope you are too. Monday is what you make it. So why not make it good, right? I mean, the weekend's over. Hope you had a great one, but it's time to move on and do amazing things. So I hope you got great plans for this week and so glad that you're with us today. We're going to have an amazing show. Carole Stizza was with us today and she is going to share some amazing things and I can't wait to get her on. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about what this show is all about and give you some great information like we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right. After we go live, which is an amazing opportunity for you to engage and to really connect with other people. We're all about connection here. So take advantage of that. But wait, there's more. After we're done, it sits on all the platforms we're live on, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn forever. Forever it's there. You can go back, you can share it, you can comment, you can get in touch with people that commented. There's so many great things you can do. So, but wait, there's more. Then it converts to audio podcasts. You can listen. If you don't have time to view it, to watch the video, you can listen on your AirPods or whatever you have while you're walking, running, driving, whatever. And so I just want to encourage you. There's so many awesome ways. And I want to encourage you to share all those ways out with people and let them know, especially that we're here today. And this show is all about how amazing people connect. And I'm so excited for Carole today. She's one of those amazing people. We only have amazing people on this show. I'm so blessed with so many friends that are willing to come on and share their value with you. So Carole's here today. It's going to be great. And of course, I love to connect. You can go to russhedge.com to connect with me. That's right. If you know my name, you know how to get in touch with me. russhedge.com is my one-stop shop for everything. All my connection points are on there. All the information about me, about my inspirational speaking, about my marketing coaching, about my live stream producing. Whatever you want to look into, I am there for you, and would love to talk to you. Most of all, I just love to connect with you. You can actually schedule time directly on my calendar to connect with me. This year, my goal again is to connect with over 1,000 new people. Last 2 years, I hit that out of the park. On my way to do that for a third year. So please connect with me. I would love to do that. Also, our YouTube page is really growing. Super excited about that. If I would be blessed if you would subscribe to the YouTube page. In fact, you can open a separate tab right now and just type in marketing with Russ.live. If you know the name of the show, you know where you are. You know how to get to my YouTube page, Marketing with Russ.live. See, I'm a simple minded guy. There you go. I'm just keeping it simple for you. So, Marketing with Russ.live will take you directly to my YouTube page, and you can subscribe today. I would love for you to do that. What do you get out of that? You get this amazing library of value added, amazing people like Carole today that are going to help you and help you grow. Through that, you can find people that you can connect with that can help you in just about any area of life where they're connecting and they're doing amazing things. They've probably been on my show. So check that out. Also, it'd be so great right now if you would share this out with your friends, tag them, let them know, hey, I know it's Monday morning. I know you're busy, but just wanted to let you know Marketing with Russ is on with Carole. And by the way, if you can't watch now, you can watch later on video podcast or listen on iTunes. There you go. So just keep letting people know. And that would be so great. So also behind me, you can see my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Also the author of 4 amazing international bestsellers, #1 on Amazon in several categories. And you can check all that out at, believe it or not, russhedge.com, or just go straight to Amazon or online booksellers. You can find it as well. But would love for you to check that out today. That would be so great. So our final thing today before we get Carole on is the marketing tip of the day. Now, we do this every week, and I do this to just add a little value to you. In fact, this gets cut out and put separately on social media, on YouTube Shorts, on all of that. So you can share just the marketing tip of the day. And each marketing tip is just a little nugget of something that will help you. Might be very simple, but something to think about. Something that will help you. So, okay, you ready? Here we go. This is your marketing tip of the day. Take one step. That's right. Take one step. Just do the next, as my journalism professor would have said, just do the next dumb thing. Just do something. Take one step. And you also want to be 1% better, as James Clear says. It's little increments that help you move towards greatness. Those people that are moving forward and not standing still are moving towards some great opportunity and some possibility in their life where they can achieve amazing things. You know, you were created to do amazing things on this earth. And so why not do it? Take one step. When it feels like you're stuck, take one step. When it feels like you don't know what to do, just take one step, because you always can see one step. You don't need to see the whole ladder, as that quote goes, but you just need to see the next step. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right. So there we go. That gets a little bit of encouragement there this morning. Keep moving, do great things. And now we're going to get Carole in the room. Super excited about this. Welcome, Carole Stizza. Good morning, Carole.
Good morning, man. You bring such great energy. I'm like, they're going to need a break. Woo! I tell you, it's awesome.
Well, that's why I have you on, because now I can breathe and drink my coffee while you're telling
Whew.
everybody all the amazing things. So thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what? Like, as you can tell, I love Mondays. And so super excited to be here. I'm after the last couple of years, you know, I don't know if you know or not, but I went through a cancer battle the last couple of years.
Mhm.
So it makes life all that more important. And I am so thankful every day for that. So I want to turn it over to you. Who is Carole and what are you up to these days?
Who is Carole? That's a loaded question. Like you, I am a survivor. 12 years ago, I had a cancer journey of my own. Obviously, I'm on the right side of that, but it does
Amen.
make life richer. You don't take anything for granted, and you change the way you spend your time.
Yeah.
Background, military spouse for 26 years, and I worked in corporate. My husband was a leader in the military, and I got to compare leadership from both sides of the coin. You'd be amazed at how much you glean from dinner conversations about the things that affect everybody at work. And so we've had quite a long um, time talking about leadership in the military and leadership in the corporate setting. And it's been a wonderful gift to bring to the table with my clients. So my background is, I guess, what you would call now all falls underneath the umbrella of HR. But I was the person who brought in for facilitation and mediation and onboarding and making people feel included and all the training. So I was the people relationship face of a lot of the roles that I did. So it was an easy transition to go into executive coaching because I knew what people needed from their leaders. So that's actually what makes me different from a lot of leadership coaches. I didn't have to do their job. I didn't have to run a multi-billion dollar company. I know intimately what all people need from their leaders. And so been a great platform to have a conversation. Um, like you, I bring resilience and gratitude to the table. I bring a new perspective. I am not shy about challenging people to have the what I call the coma conversation. Like, what happens if, God forbid, you're hit by a bus and you're in a coma for 3 months? You're still coming back. Let's assume everything is roses. But do you have the right people in place that will keep everything running smoother and even a little better? And yet they're still so happy to see you come back. And that's just not a conversation people have,
Right.
but it's front of
Well,
mind for people like you and I.
yeah. Oh my goodness, for sure. I that is so great because one thing that I think you and I have both learned based out of what you just told me too is every moment is precious and we need to think about how we spend our time.
Mhm,
And when it relates to business, I love that. I'm gonna just do a segue right into what you said because you know what people need from a good leader. And what people need from a good leader is knowing that the leaders and the organization cares about them
mhm,
and that you talked about inclusiveness being included and they're not just a number. They're not just a way for the people in the C suite to make a lot of money. They are there as a team to work together. And that's one thing that I do with my inspirational speaking,
mhm,
talking about the same kind of things, because I'm a firm believer that an inspired and encouraged workforce is a productive and profitable workforce, right? So you have a
mhm,
profitable team when everybody is bought in. And so when people come to you, let's bounce back to that. You having this great perspective and everything, but there's so many people that are just busy,
mhm.
executives and things, and they're just off track. How do you get them kind of centered and focused?
Mm. Well, you do have to be mindful to meet them where they are. I could ask you any question out there in the world, but if it's not going to bring you to the conversation, it's not the right question.
Right,
So once I understand where they are, mostly what's your biggest pain point, um, it's a better gateway to then assess how busy they are. Um, so if that's a pain point, what part of accountability do they offer to that pain point? And so we flesh out the pain point, and the pain point normally is a symptom. Like a doctor will say, it's not the cause; it's just a symptom, but it's pain point. And getting to the symptom a lot of times can be you're too busy being busy to work on the right things that matter to your success and to the people's success. So
right,
let's list those. Or who else is involved that needs to be in this conversation? What conversation are we not having to really get you to the goal you want? So a lot of times a pain point will be just a symptom, and then I switch to if this were solved, how big of a deal is that? What's the outcome? And is that really the problem? When someone is too busy being busy, or they're busy being busy, um, they have forgotten that the word delegate doesn't mean abdicate. Delegate means to develop someone to take that off your plate while they grow. And so a lot of times executives get, or leaders will get kind of a ego. The bigger their to-do list is, the more important they are. And I go, well, that's not true. importance is not measured by your to-do list. It's measured by the people who will follow you and stay here. Retention is your measurement. Professional development is your measurement.
Right.
People are your measurement, and they forget that. It's human nature. It's not a right or wrong. It's not, of something that you can always avoid, but it is something you can check. And so
Right.
we check it and we get really clear on what matters to the bottom line of the organization. Why they would keep him or her is because they've helped the numbers, retention,
Right.
talent, and getting stuff done. So to your point, how do I reach someone who is really, really busy? Well, we have the busy conversation. And
Well,
here's one of the exercises that I have used before. I just recently was reminded of it listening to a speaker. Is I said, okay, you say you're busy, so let's just vent and write down everything you complain about when it comes to time. I don't have enough time. I spend too much time at the office. I don't have enough time with my family. I haven't taken time to take a vacation. I haven't all these things. I just don't have enough time. I'm just so busy. I'm trying to get all done. And I said, okay, I've written all these down. Now take the word time and mark it out and replace it with life. The word life. I spend too much of my life at work. I don't have enough life with my kids. I don't have enough life. Because that's what's really happening here.
right.
You don't get a big trophy for how much time you've spent at work or away from the people that matter. And the people you lead are walking your walk, regardless of your talk. So if you don't have enough life, you're teaching your people not to have enough life and they won't follow you.
Right.
How do we change that?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start by saying I love this too busy being busy. I mean, I'm sitting here taking notes as you're talking. Too busy being busy. I mean, that is a lifestyle that most of us end up leading at some point or another, right? We're too busy being busy and we need to step back. There's a point where a lot of people either get burnt out or they get overwhelmed, and they finally talk to somebody like you, Carol, that gets them on the right track, or they learn the hard way through life experiences, right? And um, life is precious, and you're right. I love what my beautiful wife says to me, and that is, I will say to her because I'm developing what I need to get done and things I do, and she goes, "Hey, can we go do this?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have to do this." And she looks at me and she goes, "No, you don't have to do that. You're choosing to do that." And that's so true. Now, I'm the big live the life you choose guy, right? You get to choose. Life happens to you all day long, right? It happens all day long, but you get to choose where do you go from there? What is that? Just like I talked about in the marketing tip today, where is that next step? That 1% you're going to move in a positive direction no matter what is happening to you, right? Because I'm a firm believer that your circumstances, what's happening around you does not define you and does not dictate what you have to do. And so that's an amazing, amazing point. And also, I love the fact that changing that word to life. I mean, people thinking about that, making a list of those things, because I think a lot of times we need to look at what we're saying. We need to think about what we're saying, right?
Right.
Because what we're saying may not really be the direction we want to go. And we need to step back, give ourselves a little space and say, whoa, 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 hang on a second. And I think that way it gets back to that point where they're being a good leader. It's like being a father to parents or a mother to parents. You are being an example to those people. Is that the kind of example you want to be leading with instead of working together and making all of you better and improving the areas we need help with, right?
Mhm. Well, and to your point, everybody um, needs to hear some type of question that resonates with them. So we can do the time conversation, we can do the busy conversation, but the crux of leadership is what do you want people to brag about when you're not in the room? You need to get really clear on what that is because that dictates everything you do and say. But if you haven't given it much thought, you'll be surprised by where the answer is if I ask other people, well, what do you brag about them when they're not in the room? Well, so it's a good question to ponder to evaluate if you're walking the walk that people want to follow. And a lot of times people want to follow somebody who will take leadership before friendship, will challenge them to grow and have faith that they can do it, and sit down and have conversations about where they want to grow next because of what they're already doing right. And people want to hear that. Now, what they don't know is they have permission to ask those questions too. And that seems to be a very new idea for a lot of people coming out of college, emerging from into management, management to leadership, leadership on, is the anxiety stems from not knowing how they're doing. And I go, well, then we need to figure out the questions you want to ask and go ask them. And they go, I didn't know I could do that. I go, absolutely. You are the only person that's really in control of what happens to your career. There's a caveat there because we know that no one succeeds by themselves, but they can identify who to get as a mentor, which relationships are important at work, which relationships are going to help them grow. But it's really up to them to cultivate that and not wait by chance or wait for luck. So, of course, we know that luck is for those who are prepared to recognize it. So get prepared. And so giving people permission to go after the information they need and want when they can use it is a new idea to offer leaders. And the other issue that comes out of that is, what if I'm dealing with a CEO? There's no one above them. So they have to go to people below them and say, what's the number one thing I'm doing really well for you in my leadership? What's the number one area I can help you grow next? And if they seek that information, they'll have a better gauge on those relationships and their leadership, as well as start to understand and how to cultivate what people brag about when you're not in the room. It's a great leader. He takes charge. He knows where I'm going. She has my back, whatever that is. So there are
Right.
ways to cultivate what people brag about when you're not in the room. It's not manipulative. It's results driven in people relationships. And
Right.
so that's my niche of leadership is people relationships.
See, I love that. I love that because I love the Zig Ziglar quote that says you build the people and then the people build your business. That is
Mhm.
true of people outside your business and that's true of people inside your business, right?
Right.
Because we're really all in the people business. I don't think there's not too many things. In fact, I can't really think of anything that in some way or another doesn't affect people, right? And people are affecting your business because everybody's got to sell a product or a service or nonprofit or whatever they're doing. And it's all about people. And I think another quote I love and I use all the time is John Maxwell's people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
The leaders, if they're telling everybody how much they know and making themselves look so important, but they're not caring about the people on their team and their company or their customers, either way, it's going to come crashing down at some point. That is an unsustainable business
Mhm.
because sooner or later, you're going to be found out that you're all about you and not about others. And that, there comes that point where it's not going to work. And so I just love this. I love this whole thing about also what are people going to say when you're not in the room? And really, I would answer that by saying that people about me would say that I'm inspiring, that I love people, and that I care for people. That's really what I want people to know. I don't want them to say what a great marketing person I am, what a great whatever. I don't
Right.
really care about those things as much. And a person who loves God. I mean, those are the things that I want people to know about me. And so I think sometimes we get what we want to be all about out of order too, right? And that gets us off
Sure.
track.
Yes. Um, it's easy to get sidetracked.
Yeah.
We live in a
Yeah.
world of instant connection, global news, constant drama, um, and constant judgment, which is the biggest waste of time. for people. And there's always a point in a great coaching relationship where you can say, who do you judge? What do you judge? And what benefit does it give you? Now,
Yeah.
who they judge is easy. What they judge is easy. What's the benefit? There isn't any. And so it's kind of a circular conversation. And I said, how much time would you save if you didn't waste thoughts on wondering why other people weren't as good as, or as better as, or
Yeah.
good enough, or, and I said, there's just no room to waste your energy on judging, because
Amen.
that's time you could have spent being creative and building another good relationship.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of places in our life we waste time and we forget, we get caught up in everything we're exposed to. So we have to intentionally cultivate our own environment and our reality, because we will only deal with our reality, but it's not the reality for everyone else. And we have to be mindful of that. And that takes some reflection. It takes giving yourself some space and time to reflect on that and to make some really hard decisions of how you're going to intentionally guide your day, your thought process, and your success. And a lot of people just fall prey to whatever falls in front of them by somebody else. And that's not going to make them the best at what they want to do.
No. Well, I love this. We only have so much time and energy,
Mhm.
and time is non-refundable.
Right.
And energy, once you've used it up, is gone, and you come crashing down. One thing that I always work on too that is so important, and I'm still working on this to this day. I was thinking just the other day about this again. I'm always trying to be thoughtful and intentional, like you were saying. You bring you to your job, you bring you to life. You cannot separate you from work. People that say I separate my personal life totally from my work life, I'm sorry, you can't do that. I mean, maybe on what you tell people, you can choose, but you take you to work. If you're having problems, you're taking those problems with you. If you're having challenges, if you're having big wins, and you need to celebrate those. You brought that up before.
Yeah.
Celebrate those wins and be excited about the good things you're doing. But you take that with you. And you got to think about your energy throughout the day, because one thing I tend to do at times, which is not a good thing, is I use up all my energy, and then I get home to my beautiful wife and I don't have a lot of energy, and so I need to think about those things, right? I need to think about when I am allocating my time and energy. I want to have that for whatever I need, for the most important people in my life, because then that affects everything that I do, right?
Right.
And so I just love that. So, okay, listen, we could talk forever. We're clearly going to have to do a part two of this, because you are amazing. You're amazing. I appreciate you so much. So our time is wrapping up. I want you to kind of bring this all together. Give everybody your gold nugget of today's conversation, what you want them to remember. And then how does everybody get in touch with you? Go ahead.
Wow. To sum up, whew, well, like you said in the beginning, think about what you want to have happen by the end of the day. What's the number one memory or feeling you want to feel, and do one thing towards that. So I'm just going to combine your message and mine. Look ahead and know that that can drive you all the good things in one day. So if you want to have a fun dinner with your family and leave work knowing you've made a good stride towards the one relationship that's important to your business, make that your goal today and everything will fall in place to support it. It's a subconscious neuroscience trick that I love to teach my clients. Neuroscience is a big deal and takes a lot less effort than you think. To get in touch with me, I love getting in touch on LinkedIn. It's just my name, and I have Carole, Carole. I'm married into my last name, Stizza, Stizza. It's a fun one to always spell for sure. And I do have a website. My company is called Relevant Insight, because nobody wants to waste time on not being relevant. So Relevant Insight is what you're seeking. Relevant Insight is relevant-insight.com. And we have a lot changing on the website, so be patient with us, because we've got a leadership development program being launched this fall for leaders to know what the latest research and to network and take something back to the office every week. So with that, Russ, it's just been a pleasure to just ride on your energy, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you here today. And believe it or not, all that information magically appeared below you. It's in the comments, it's in the show notes. And guess what, everybody? It's clickable. What does clickable means? It means you could take your little mouse and you can click right on it, click on
Love
it
it.
and go straight to Carole because I'm telling you, you want to connect with her. You want to grow and be better with a good coach like Carole. I want to encourage you to do that. And so I'm so thankful you're here today. We definitely will chat. I'm going to wrap things up here. Hang tight. I'm going to send you to the green room, but I want to chat and we'll definitely set up a part 2 if you're up for it.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay. See you in a minute. Well, everybody, there it goes. I mean, it gets better every week. Carole is, oh my goodness, what a great mindset and perspective on life. And she and I are a very similar of thought. Obviously, we both went through cancer battles. There's a lot of things that steer how you think about life. But you know what? Perspective and mindset is so important in every day. Start your day right. Remember what I always say. I do 3 things before I get out of bed, and it was in my book. Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. If you haven't got your copy, go to russhedge.com and get it today. I do 3 things. Number 1, I say I'm thankful. Carole brought it up, being grateful and thankful for all the blessings in your life. I can tell you that the negative things like cancer and diabetes and things I've had to deal with are way down here compared to all the positives like my beautiful wife and God and my family and my house and my friends and community. And it goes on and on and on with all that I've been blessed with. The good things are so much better. So be thankful. Number 2, I say, I've got this. Give yourself props. Celebrate the wins. Like Carole said, say, hey, God has given me talents and abilities to do what I need to do. I just have to get out there and do it. And number 3, I choose to say today's going to be awesome. Now, when people find out I get up at 4 a.m., they say, yeah, I'm never saying that at 4 a.m. I'm sorry. But it doesn't matter what you say in the morning. It's developing that mindset and choosing what you're going to do. You know, pre-choosing, I'm reading a book right now by an amazing pastor that is actually, it's just a crazy, amazing book, but it's talking about pre-choosing. It's Craig Groeschel, and he is talking about pre-choosing what you're going to do in life to offset things that could happen. Look ahead. What's the best that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Pre-choose what you're going to do to get their plan, right? Think about it. So that's so important. If you don't have that book, look up Craig Groeschel. I don't have all the information right now, but it's pre-choosing. So the 3 things again. Number 1, be thankful. Number 2, I've got this. Number 3, today's going to be awesome. Do something like that in the morning. Set your mindset so you can choose a positive day. I'm pre-choosing a positive day ahead of time. And you know what? Then when the negative things hit you, because there'll be some yucky things that happen. I get that. But when they happen, you'll be operating from such a better place. You'll be so much better for it. So trust God, do that, move forward. If you want to talk to me, as I told you before, go to russhedge.com. Super simple. You know my name. You know how to get there. Please subscribe on YouTube. If you know the name of the show, you can get there, marketingwithruss.live. You can subscribe today for amazing, hundreds and hundreds of amazing episodes. You want to do that. And you can still share this and tag people. If you're watching on replay, please put hashtag replay. Please say hi. Please connect with Carole and the other people today. So we'd love for you to do that. With that, we're going to wrap it up for the day. Appreciate you so much, everybody, for being here, taking time out of your Monday. It means so much to me. Till we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.